Okay, so
Recording in progress.
okay, so this is what I've done. We did this in the first session. We created this method, and this what this method does is simply it fills these text fields here and my image anytime someone clicks in the table, because with a mouse click event on my table. Let me go back to it. Right now, I want my buttons to work. This first, next, previous, and last button. I've changed the variable name to the desired. This one is called first. That one is next, previous, and last. Then I've created a universal variable called position, and by default is equal to 0. So over here. So that is my variable. Then I'll go to my button. I'll go to my first button. Anytime I'm selecting the item, I'm selecting item number 1 on my list, that should be position 0 or index 0. So that's why in this method, I'm using the show p method, which fills the text field, and I think the position is 0 because that is the first. Then the last item, position is usually the size of your of this method. You remember this method? This is the size of this one. Takes get products. What was the name again? I think I got it correctly. Yeah, dot size. Then it's always -1 because it starts from 0. So if I don't do -1, it'll run into an error. Then I'll simply do show p. So if there are 100 of them, and if there are 100 of them, of course, the size of that get products method, remember this method inabeba our data kutoka kwa database. So kama database yako size yake ni iko na 100 different products, that means size yake ni 101. So to get to the last one, it will be the 101 minus 1, and that's what we're doing here. And then for the next button, it's here the method, or you can, if you're not sure, you know, let's go back and do this. Events, action performed, like so. So anytime I click on the next, I want it to select the next. So by default, if I'm at 0, the next will be position, my universal variable, plus. Remember this syntax we did some time back. We used to call it not auto increment. It's called increment. And plus increments by 1. Tukitaka ikuwe ukiclick next button, increment by 2, we can say POS equals to POS plus 2. You can do POS plus equals to 2. There are a couple of ways I showed you. You should be able to go back and check. Then, because I can click next until to the last item. Nikifika last item, nikitaka click next, na hakuna next, it will give me an error. So to avoid that error, I'll use an if statement and say if that position is greater than or equal to it, because anytime it's greater than or equal to the size of our database product with size. So anytime it's equal or greater than the size of a database, that means we are out of range. So what do we need to do? In that case, we need to subtract next. So we do position being equal to get products dot size -1. That should be the last item. So anytime it's greater than, it will be a -1. So ikifika kwa the last item, haitakuwa able to either go back ama to the next one, itastick hapo. Juu tukiclick plus 1, let's say the 100, tukiclick plus 1 it will be 101. So 101 is greater than or equal to whatever we have in our database, of course, which is 101. So it will minus 1 and it will come back to 100, which again is the same last item. Then I'll do show products, and I'll put POS inside position. Then for previous is now going backwards. So that one is POS minus, yeah, decrement by 1. And also this one, tunataka ikifika the first one, which is 0. So anytime POS is less than 0, if less than 0, that means uko 0 na unataka kwenda kwa -1. It should stay there. So if it's at 0, if it's less than 0, that is -1, we should just do a POS plus. So minus always itakuwa inaipeleka back. Ikifika kwa 0, remember 0 is not less than 0. 0 is equal to 0. So tukifika kwa -1, -1 is now less than 0. It will be taken to +1, and of course +1 it will be kama -1 plus 1, that will be 0. That will still be the first one. So it has stick hapo. Anyway, let me just do it and try. Tukipata error, yes, you should be able to come back and correct. Like so, I'll save this one. Okay, let's go ahead and try it. Okay, click on this one. God. Let me click the last one, and the last one should be 15. Like so. If you click on first one, it should be 8. So first and last is last. This one is first, they're okay. Then next, 12, next, 13, next is 15, Lenovo, okay. Next is Dell, 55. Next, 56, Lenovo. Next, choose ASUS. Okay, if I click again, next. Then if I click previous, should be able to go back smoothly. Smoothly. So this is the last one, so it can't go beyond that. Same to next one. The last one, it can't go beyond that one. So that is for these 4 buttons down here. So what you are remaining within this program is only to activate update and delete button. I'll come back and check if my ad is still there. There are a few things I added. Ouch. An error here, null point exception from where? Exception, null point exception. This one is for my size peak line 62. I think this one is for my set icon. It shouldn't be a problem. Nimeraa mzuri. Kuchini iko sawa. Okay, so let me check. Let me check. I'm supposed to disable these things. Let me go back and disable it. Sorry, that's an alarm. Let me come back to where my code was. I don't want it to load. I don't want it to load my. Where's my constructor? My constructor is somewhere up here. Constructor. Up here. Let me just comment it for now. Let me run it. Okay, so if I can create a new one, call HP desk. a light desk. Price of around 19,000. Then I can use today's date. And that one is a HP product. And I can choose image. Someone's website I was building, so I can steal some of his image because those are related to computer, like that and there. Then I say add. It's taking longer. I don't have any error. Just taking longer. Yep. I don't have an error. It's just taking longer to do that. Okay, hope you saw the error. I had an error, then an issue in my image size. It cannot take an image more than 4 GB. Apparently the images are selecting the 4 GB, so everything is still okay. I need to get rid of these. I only copy paste it here so that I can know the exact SQL error it was giving me. You don't need this one, so I can just amend it for now. Yes, everything is okay. So what I was supposed to do, I'm supposed to work on two more buttons. We have two more buttons, then will be done. That is the update and delete button. So right now, when we click this button, it's able to check if some item is either being repeated or not input. There's no input for it. It should be able to tell us that we're missing something. So I'll go to set ahead to this update button. I'll change the variable name to update. Then I'll go to events, action performed. By this one, like me. Okay, then inside here, I'll have to connect to my database first because I'm updating. Call it db equals to new db connect. Just as always. Then remember our universal variable connection con being set to db.get connect to my database class. Then my SQL string for updating my data. Then there are two ways I'm going to update it. The first way is updating without the image. Then the other one is updating with the image. So string SQL. Just go to SQL for now. Being equal to update. So for that one, I showed you a very simple shortcut. Come to SQL, click on update. Select the whole of that. Come and paste it right here. Then I'm updating without my image. Then I'll change this one to question marks. And question mark. And this one to question mark. So all of them. Question mark. Question mark. Oh, for ID we are not using it. We cannot update a primary key. So update. The command is update product, set pname, brand, date, price, where the ID will be equal to something else in like so. So this one is an update without the image. Then down here, I'll go right ahead to my PS prepared statement. You remember we created it. You should go back and check your other sessions. Prepared statement, like so. Then I'm adding SQL inside here. Then I'll say it's around essentially be around block with and catch. My if should be inside here. You can put it outside there, but let me just finish it first. So PST. So this one will be. Yeah, you can easily copy these other ones. I can easily copy where the other classes. I can easily copy. Oh, sorry, I mean this one. I can easily copy this one because they are the same thing. So I'll copy the whole of that up to here. To there. Scroll back. Then I'll paste all of it here. So the first one is P name, brand, date, price. Then the fifth one where ID. This one will be PST dot set. This one is an integer. You remember, right? Then this one equal to integer dot pass in, because I'm converting a string to an integer. Then inside here is id dot get text. Yeah, it's really a very simple syntax. Then down here I'll say pst dot execute update, like so. So this one I'll be making my update to my data without the image. So I can use an if statement. Let me put it here so that it can be more visible. If, so if what? If img path is equal to null, that means it's empty. And that will mean we are updating without the image. We should be able to do that. So if my image path is null, I should be able to update successful without having the image. Else, so I'll just put an else statement here. Else, because I want to reuse this, I can put it outside, like so, and then arrange it neatly. So else allow another string SQL here. So just all of this. Let me just repeat it. I don't know if it will give me the error. Surround block with try and catch. Okay. Else I should update with an image, so I'll add here comma. Then img, I believe is the name, like so. Like so. So the fifth here, I'll simply go back and copy my input stream. I'm just too lazy at typing. So I simply copy this one and come back here. Where are we again? We are here. So else we should be able to do that. So I need to add a catch. The file input stream. So this one will be 5. This will be 6. Then you should be able to update now with the image. So I can easily comment this one and say with update with image. When we select a new image, it will update. If we don't select a new image, without image. Update without image. Let me just check. Update with image, update without image. I think that's one it should be okay that way. Then I'm missing one more thing. Anytime I update, I want it to reflect in my table and also in my show items. So I'll copy a number of items here. Okay. Then I'm going to add this J options pane for success messages. So come back to update without image. There, and I should say update Update successful. Update successful. Then this type is not an error message. This one is a success message or an OK message. Be able to do that. Okay. Update without mhm. Okay, I think it's okay. The only problem I'm having is that my database is updated but my table is not. So I think if time will allow me, I'll work on that. Otherwise, let me work on this delete. So that one up. Let me change it on to a more soundful. Let me change on to a more soundful value, 20,000. Like so. Say update. So that one is an update without image successful. Then I'll come back on this Lightbook and I can change the image. Use the image alone and maybe something like, let me change the image first. There's some pictures here. I can use this one, I think so. Bingo. Then change to something like that, for instance. So if I say update, that is an update with image successful. I forgot to put the image there. I mean with, but it's working. So let me finish with delete, then I'll come back and work on it so that it can also update my table on my system. And our small software will be done actually. So let me go back to delete the button. So that one is way much easier to do. A very short code that we need. So updating my very last button here. Change the variable name to delete first. Okay, then events, action performed. Missed it. Try again. Events, action performed. Like so. Okay. So how do we do this one? So I'll still call the database DB. Instead of me keep doing that, I can easily just copy somewhere because it looks like this one, until there. Copy. So delete action performed. So I just say paste. Then change this one to come back to my database. Is delete. Copy. Come and paste it here. So delete where ID equals to what I don't know. So surround block we try and catch. Like so. So down here I'll simply say PST dot set int because it's the only one here. Number one. Then take this one to an integer. So converting the string to integer. So integer dot pass int. Then inside I'll put the string which is ID dot get text. Okay, like so. So that should be it. Then of course pst dot execute update. Like so. What else am I missing? I should also say that my data has been deleted successful. So I'll steal that. And I'll come and use it just right below this one. And I'll say delete successful. Delete successful. I think that is the spelling. Delete successful. Delete successful. This one is again okay. Confirmation dialog box. Choose okay option. Okay, like so. So if I run it, click on delete. So delete should be successful. But again, it's not updating from my. Again, it's not updating my table, so we shall be able to do that. And I'm sure if I click and add, yeah, possibly to add because I don't have this one. So let me try and see if it can add something. Pictures here, and I can give this one. This one. It's like a very nice image. Then click on add. Data insert is successful. But you can see again it has tripled whatever I have in my table. And that's what I'm going to try and correct. That is before our meeting ends. And it should be, if time allows us, saying we have plenty of time remaining. These were others. Okay, so where do we start from? The first thing is the very method that fills the table. Where is the method? Fill it. Let me just scroll back to the method. Okay, I think we should be able to do it from here. So we have to empty the table, then fill it again. I don't have any ideas of how I should do that. That's the very last thing remaining. Can Google search. So how to empty Java string or table? You simply use the JTable. Let's say the row count to 0. Okay, so that's the row count to 0. Okay, so before this one, I should say mode dot add row. And I should say 0. Oh, it doesn't take that. Mode dot dot equals object. Let's go back. How to clear JTable Stack Overflow. This is where I usually get most of my solution. If you get, this should be something you should be trying out. Set row count. Okay, so it is set row count. Yeah, you can't cram all of these, so some of them sometimes you just have to Google, but if you get used to them, set it to 0. Then I should add fill it to every button. So fill it will come anytime I add, which is already there. Anytime I delete, so let me go. I add, which is already there. Every time I update. Event action performed. Okay, so this one should come where? So after my update, it should fill it. And anytime you should fill it, it should be telling us the up to successful. So one like so, with the image, update image. So this one was supposed to be with image. I missed it. So again here, where else, anytime you are deleting also, we need to update. Even the action performed. Where are we deleting from? We're deleting from here, so that should set it. So let's try and see if it's working. So I'll click on item 60. If I say delete, deleted, and as you can see, it has been removed. If I want to edit this one, for instance, if I want to edit this one with image, I simply choose a different image. Oh, with image, I won't be able to see. Let me change the name. If I select OK, no worry. Let me change the name from HP to Lenovo ThinkPad, something of the sort. Then I click on update, and as you can check, my table has also been updated successful. So I think that's all we have to do with this program. Sidhani kama kuna anything else remaining. If there is, hakuna, tumekava yote. I gave you one simple task. I wanted you to connect a login, the login form you made, I think in week 3, if not 4. That login form, if you made it, connect it with your software. So this one is a very good software. It's ready for use. Of course, you can go ahead and make sure you compile the code, build them together so that it can run as a separate application. There are a couple of ways you can do that. So I'll just show you a very simple one. Simply click on add like so. I'm sharing my entire screen. Nope. Let me share my entire screen like so. I hope whatever was running was also visible. Okay, so simply build it. Let me close these other ones. Okay, then I should be able to close this one. Output building finish successful. So after we have done this, I think I'll have to close them. That is the end of our product. Come to a client, they should be ready. So exit IDE. If there's anything running, should be cancelled. Okay. Then of course my database is still running. Don't close it. We go back to. I'll go back where this icon was. I think it's still the same location. NetBeans, POS. Then you come to list. Then this should be the icon you should be making. So you create a shortcut of this one on your desktop. But you can use other programs to create to compile the codes together so that it can be one application with a database. I'm just showing you the easier one and the more faster one. So I can call it this one POS. POS. Okay, then double click on it. Yeah, so if I double click on it, it's running as a separate software. Click on it, it's working the same way I wanted. Okay, I forgot something which you can always do if you want to add a new product. So if you want to clear maybe all this, you can simply add a button to clear this. But anyway, no problem. The way I made it, it will just work for me this way. Okay, so let me guess a name. Can call it gateway. Can give it a low budget machine. Give it a different dates. Oh, we have gateway. Choose a different image. Pictures. These are the larger ones. It won't be able to accept. These are banner. Yeah. So click on add, data inserted successful, and you can always see it here. So if you want to edit again, you can edit from here, change the price to 20,000. And I say update without image successful, and the price has been updated to 20,000. So this is a very simple application. If you want to make an icon for this one, you can go ahead and do that. I think because I have plenty of time, I can go ahead and show you. So you have to convert your image if you're using Windows to what we call icon files. So Google convert image to icon. I'll pick this first one. Oh, I don't like such kind of links. JPEG, JPG. Let me see a different one. This one used to work. Advanced. Let me risk my computer. Proceed to iConvert. Oh, something open. Oh, I thought so too. Maybe they haven't updated, they haven't renewed the domain. Okay, so I'll scroll up. So first thing is upload your image. Click on my image. Oh, choose file first. So where is my icon? It was in NetBeans. Here's my project, SRC. I think under icons. Somewhere here, this is it. It's a PNG, so upload. Upload successful, so that's how it will look like. I don't need to crop it. I don't need to apply a style. Format, of course, is ICO. Then I can simply say convert. Then download my icon. It has been downloaded. Then to download, so you can go and right click on this one, select properties. Where is icon? General. Pencil, shortcut. Nope. Where do we change this icon? Oh, no, that one. Shortcut. Change icon. Yep. Say browse. Then go to your downloads. Be able to select it, then say OK and say apply. Yeah, so there, right, you have your project there, your system there. So if I click on it, it should be able to open my software. So this is how you do it in Java, and that is JavaFX. For Java Swing, most things are the same. Most classes we use are the same. Similarity in to a few packages and of course the interface. In JavaFX, we can use CSS, which you should be able to see. So I've made a video of the same, so I should be able to update, edit and upload so that you take a look. Then we shall be finishing with the effects. So you have to use it with CSS, then it will be peace. Adios, muchachos. So until next time, guys.